Hello and welcome into Cooley Law School Stadium for another edition of Out of the Park Baseball, our simulation that we are running for this 2020 Lansing Lugnuts season. We are the voices of your Lansing Lugnuts. I'm Jesse Goldberg-Strassler, and I'm joined by Adam Jaksa.
Jesse, great to be here with you today. The Lugnuts have had pretty good success in the games we've watched here in the Out of Park Baseball against the Lake County Captains. We'll see if they can continue what they've been doing here at Cooley Law School Stadium.
If we were actually playing this 2020 Midwest League season, if there was real baseball, we would have hit the All-Star break and we would have now been into the second half and seen how draft picks would have been integrated. There would have been promotions from all those Midwest League All-Stars. As things are, let's talk about the players who are still on this Lugnuts team according to the simulation, and let's give you the starting lineups. Let's begin, though, with the visitors. Out of East Lake, Ohio, the Lake County Captains affiliated with Cleveland. They'll lead off with Ike Freeman DHing. Batting second, it's Ulysses Cantu. Cantu starting at first base. Batting third, Will Brennan in center field. Batting fourth, Brian Rocchio, the professor. He's the shortstop. Batting fifth, Zach Weatherford, who's in left field. Batting after him, in the number 6 spot in the order, Connor Smith, the second baseman. Austin Pinarini bats seventh. Pinarini's the catcher. Batting eighth for Lake County, Daniel Schneeman at third base. And batting ninth in the order in right field, it is Clark Scolamero. So again for Lake County, Freeman, Cantu, Brennan. Rocchio, Weatherford, Smith, Pinarini, Schneeman, and Scolamero, and they support their starter, right-hander Nick Gallagher. On the other side for the Lansing Lugnuts now, your starting 9. Norberto Obeso leads off. Obeso's in left field. Batting second, the shortstop, Otto Lopez. Heading third, DHing, it's Gabriel Moreno. Batting fourth in right field, Will Robertson. Batting fifth, the hitman, catcher Phil Clark. Batting sixth at first base, Big Jake Brote. Batting seventh, the good doctor. At third base, Nick Podcool. Batting eighth, the second baseman, L.J. Talley. And rounding off the order, batting ninth in the order for the Lugnuts, the center fielder, Hunter Steinmetz, and they support the lefty Zach Logue. Adam, we'll talk about this starting pitching matchup of Gallagher against Logue in just a moment. First, though, let's go through some spotlight players for both of these teams, and let's begin with the Lake County Captains. Who's a player we should keep our eye out on?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the second hitter in the lineup today, Jesse. That's Ulysses Cantu. He leads this Lake County team in pop 8 home runs this season. So he's a guy that the Lugnuts are going to have to be very careful of when he steps into the box.
All right, now how about on the other side with your Lansing Lugnuts?
It's the guy that led the Midwest League in batting average a season ago. It's Otto Lopez. Clear cut. He's a guy that swings for average, and he's leading the squad again this season, hitting .317. Just a confident bat at the beginning of this order. So Cantu in the 2-hole for the Captains and Lopez in the 2-hole for the Lugnuts.
We will keep our eyes out on each of those two batters. Our Granger cleanup hitter for the Lansing Lugnuts today, Will Robertson, the DH. If Robertson gets a hit during this game, 2 tickets will be donated to a local frontline worker. Now, Adam, let's have a look at this starting pitching matchup. Nick Gallagher on the mound for Lake County, and the old pro, the veteran left-hander Zach Lowe, gets the start for the Lugnuts.
Yeah, Gallagher, a guy that was drafted in the 16th round back in 2017. He's a former Iowa Hawkeye, tall right-hander, 6'3", 200-pounder. The Lugnuts going to have good approaches today against him. And with Logue, he's out of Kentucky, a 9th-round draft pick for the Toronto Blue Jays back in 2017. A left-hander, 6 foot, 165, and right out of the Midwest roots from Mason, Ohio.
The first pitch is coming up after this. The Lansing Lugnuts and the Lake County Captains on Out of the Park Baseball. We've got a special ceremony going on right here because Vladimir Guerrero Sr. is showing up on Father's Day. And it was being kept a secret from Vladimir Guerrero Jr. this entire time, but now Jr. is out, and he will perform his own first catch of Senior's first pitch down below. Senior warms up his arms. Ready's the right arm, and here it comes. Now the pitch a little bit low and in for a left-hand batter. And now Junior and Senior meet in between the catching area and the pitcher's mound. A little bit of a half hug, and they pose for photographs.
You got inhibitions, lose 'em. You got vocal cords,
It is time to start this ball game. The Lugnuts are in the field. Zach Logue has completed his warm-up tosses. His catcher, Clark, Broad at first, Talley at second. Lopez is at short and Podcool's at third. On the outfield, Obeso in left, Steinmetz in center, and Robertson is in right field. That'll be Freeman, Cantu, and Brennan. 1, 2, and 3 in the order against Zach Logue. And here comes Ike Freeman to get us going. Starting DH for the Lake County Captains today. Freeman batting from the right side against the left-hander Logue. Just about set to get started. Logue has the sign from the catcher Clark. The windup, the pitch. Ground ball weakly struck on the right side and easy for Brote. There's one gone. Now Ulysses Cantu. Cantu another right-handed batter. And Adam, in this simulation, Cantu has hit for a lot of power.
Yeah, he's a guy, again, and we talked about off the top, is someone you've got to be very careful when he comes to the plate because he can send it out, hits to all sides of the field. So Lowe going to have to keep that ball low and make it very difficult on him.
Adam mentioned Cantu, the spotlight performer for the Captains. But underneath this one on the left side, and the third baseman, Podcool, no troubles. 2 up and 2 gone. That brings up the center fielder, Will Brennan, batting third in the order. Brennan batting left, so a lefty-lefty matchup. Logue looking for the 1-2-3 frame. Coaxes a ground ball to short. Otto Lopez makes the play, and down go the Lake County Captains in order. We go to the bottom of the first inning, Lake County nothing. And Lansing is coming up against Nick Gallagher. It is Obeso, Lopez, and Moreno. Left fielder, shortstop, DH against the right-hander Gallagher. Former Iowa Hawkeye against Norberto Obeso to get things going. Obeso lifts one, shallow left center field. This is routine. And a can of corn for Brennan coming on. There's one away. It is Brennan in center field, Weatherford to his right and left, Scolamiro to his left in right field. Around the infield, Schneeman's at third, Rocchio plays short. At second base, Smith, and at first base, Cantu. The catcher, Pinarini for this right-hander Gallagher, who now, Adam, has to take on the Midwest League batting champion, Otto Lopez.
He was a smooth swinger last year, a guy that you could count on to put the ball in play and typically get on. And he's doing the same thing again here in the Out of the Park Baseball League. So he's a guy that the Lugnuts, they're relying on to get on base.
A 1-ball offering to Otto. That is sent in the air towards short, and Rocchio just plucks it clean, as if Otto had thrown it out there for him. 2 gone. How about Gabriel Moreno now? Moreno, the young prospect catcher, right-hander against right-hander, a 3-1, is hit high in the air to left for Weatherford. He's got it, and down go the Lugnuts. 6 up, 6 down, and a perfect first inning. We are on our way to the second. Shop at the online Nuts and Bolts store for all your Lugnuts merchandise needs. Special deal right now, where if you purchase one of these 4 shirts, 2 tickets will be donated to frontline workers. Nuts and Bolts at Cooley Law School Stadium open now. Limited hours because of everything else that we've got in place with regulations due to COVID-19. But the store is back open on Michigan Avenue downtown, or you can shop online via LansingLugnuts.com. Adam, as we start up the second inning, the Lake County Captains will have Rocchio, Weatherford, and Smith. It was a good first inning for Zach Logue.
Yeah, we saw really good pitching from both sides, but Logue, a nice job maneuvering through the parts of Cantu and Brennan, who both have been really consistent bats this season for the Captains. Let's see if he can keep it rolling here in the second.
Brian Rocchio batting in the cleanup spot against the southpaw. The wind, the toss. Fly ball down the right side. Or the corner goes Robertson. At the wall, Will Robertson. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. He went jumping up against the fence. The umpire, the bases umpire, rushed out there just to make sure, and then he put that right fist in the air. Will Robertson taking away potential extra bases from Brian Rocchio.
And Jesse, as we know, with that tall wall here at Cooley Law School Stadium, you can't rob a home run out there. So you just have to jump for it and hope you have enough clearance to go up and get it against the wall. Robertson tracked that thing all the way, thudded against it, and still held on as it came down. What a great play by Will Robertson in right to keep this from the Captains getting a runner on base.
If he doesn't make that catch, Adam, I think that's probably a triple for Rocchio.
Yeah, we know triples corners here at Cooley Law School Stadium with the way that the walls play and the bounces and trying to read those bounces. You're right. He went all out for the catch, and for the Lugnuts' sake, good thing he made it.
Now Zach Weatherford with one out, nobody on. So different than a runner at second and third, and nobody out. And this ball's misplayed by Podcool. The official scorer says single, says infield hit as Podcool rushed in, trying to play it in a hurry, and the official scorer forgiving. That would have really hurt if Rocchio had reached. As it is, Weatherford is at first base, and one man down for Connor Smith.
Well, Jesse, it's been a while since we've seen Podcool play at the hot corner. Maybe he's been getting accustomed to playing out in left field, now back in the infield, and the first opportunity today. Normally a sure-handed third baseman and infielder overall, unable to make that play.
Smith has a lot of power from the right side and is hit by this pitch by Zach Logue. Came up and in, drilled him between the shoulder blades. Weatherford up to second base, and Smith is on for Austin Pinarini. Major trouble here for the Lansing Lugnuts. Pinarini, the catcher, batting left. An 0-1. Sky to left field, but this is playable for Obeso. Gets down the alleyway, makes the catch, and quickly gets it in to keep those runners at their bags. Weatherford has to hold up at second, Smith at first base.
Well, a little rogue Logue here in this second inning, Jesse, with the base hit allowed and the hit by pitch. But that's a huge second out right there. Get his confidence back, and now knowing you're just one out away from potentially keeping a 0 up on the board and getting off to a good 2-inning start.
They're looking for him to get back in vogue. Here's Daniel Schneemann, 2 on, 2 gone. Schneemann grounds it right side. Tough play. Talley gets there from the outfield grass, throws him out at first base, and the side's retired. Well, that was not easy either, but LJ Talley ranging far to his left from into the blades of grass. He gets Schneemann. As we go to the bottom of the second inning, Zach Logue strands 2. We remain scoreless at Cooley Law School Stadium. Robertson, Clark, Broad. 4, 5, 6 in the Lugnuts order due up in a scoreless affair. Taking on the right-hander Nick Gallagher. Well, Robertson starts things up by going down on strikes. Adam, we just saw the great defense from Robertson. His bat is considering his carrying tool, trying to get that bat going. But at the very least, he is helping the team out with his glove.
Yeah, and that's a reason why they've got him in that 4 spot. You expect him to produce. And fortunately, with the strikeout, at least, there was no opportunities to drive anybody in.
Let's check in with the hitman now, Phil Clark. Clark elevates it to shallow right center field. Brennan with the call. And Brennan with the catch right next to Scolamiro. There's 2 gone. Jake Broad, next man up, batting 6th in the order. A big first baseman with a ball, 1 count. Shot on the ground to the right side. A nifty back in by Cantu, fitting the pitcher over there covering. And that does it for the Lugnuts. They've gone down in perfect order for a second consecutive frame. We are going to the 3rd inning. It is Lansing nothing, Lake County nothing, and you are listening and watching some Lansing Lugnuts baseball thanks to our partners at Jaksa National Life Insurance for their continued support of Lugnuts baseball. And now, Adam, as we go to the top of the 3rd inning, I give you the call of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Adam Jaksa.
Thanks, Jesse. Scoreless as we head to the 3rd. Zach Logue back to take on 9, 1, and 2 here. The Lake County captains. That's Clark Scolamiro, Ike Freeman, and Ulysses Cantu. Lugnuts have played really well against the captains this season, and this just the 2nd game of the second half after we saw the Lugnuts take the series opener 5-2. It'll be Clark Scolamiro that steps in to lead off this 3rd inning. And the 1-0 pitch. And that is...
Adam, that missed in. There was a little bit of a pause. The grounds crew checking out the tarp. And so the groundskeeper just went out there to have a word with the umpire to say, hey, do you want the tarp to be pulled? But they're going to keep this game going through the rain.
Okay, so a little pause and stoppage there, but we'll keep playing with the count 1-0 as Scolamiro comes back into the dish. The 3-1. And that is lined out to right field. It's a base hit. So the second hit given up by Zach Logue, and it's the 9-hitter Clark Scolomiro that reaches.
Something to remind everyone, this game is fast-forwarding to whichever pitch the at-bat ends. Keep your eye on that balls and strikes in the top left.
What would it be like if baseball was actually played like that in real life?
I think it would be great. It would be very stressful for the pitchers and the hitters. Every single pitch would feel like a 3-2. But for us, it would be very exciting.
Every pitch matters would be a slogan that definitely would work in that case. Ike Freeman now to the dish, the right-hander, with a runner at first and a 1-2 count. And that one is sent out to left center field, and it drops in for a base hit. So back-to-back singles from Scolomiro and Freeman, and they're at first and second, and the first real threat for either team in this game, Jesse.
We just saw the captains put 2 runners on base last inning, but those 2 runners were on in front of the 7 and 8 hitters. Now you've got runners at first and second, nobody out. And Adam, these are the biggest bats coming up in the Lake County lineup.
Yeah, you're right. Cantu, Brennan, and Rocchio, 2, 3, and 4 are slated to come up next. No score in this second game of the second half between the captains and the Lugnuts. Ulysses Cantu to the plate. And that pitch comes in and hits Cantu. So that's the second time that Cantu, or a batter for the captains, has been hit by Logue. And some of that, Jesse, may be due to this rain that continues to fall here at Cooley Law School Stadium.
Zach Logue is a command guy. I think you're right. The slipperiness of the baseball, and he simply lost the grip.
And now a doomsday situation for Zach Logue. He's got runners at every base, nobody out, trying to wiggle free of this with a scoreless game in the third. And it's Will Brennan, who's batting nearly 300, stepping in. The 3-1 pitch. And that ball is sent out to third. And
Adam missed outside. It's a bases loaded walk.
Okay. So bases loaded walk. I'm sorry, I'm getting a few glitches over here, Jesse.
Well, I'll help translate whenever necessary. You know, the difficulty here for Logue is he's not a strikeout pitcher, so it's not like he can riff his way out of the jam.
So 1-0 on the base on balls, RBI for Brennan. And now it'll be Brian Rocchio that steps in. Bases still loaded, nobody out. And that's a fly ball out to shallow right, and it's caught. No, it's not caught. It falls in. It's an RBI single. Oh, I thought Robertson had that out, Jesse.
Adam, he dove for it, and the umpire ruled that he trapped it. And the Lansing Lugnuts are not convinced, but that call goes against the Lugnuts.
Just like the players are using the rain as difficulties, I'm going to use that also. It's tough to see It's tough to see through our windows that we had to shut here at Cooley Law School Stadium.
Oh, the rain is just dripping down. I don't know about you. I'll step outside. I'll try to towel things off for you.
Okay, I appreciate that. It's 2-0 captains, and we are in the top of the third inning. Scoreless through the first couple, but some struggles here as Zach Logue is still trying to get that first out. And now it's Zach Weatherford that comes in, the 6th batter in this inning. And he grounds into the double play to Otto Lopez. Great turn by Lopez, started 6-4-3. A run does come in as Cantu scores, but there are now 2 outs in the inning.
That was what the pitcher needed. I mentioned Zach Logue, not a strikeout guy. Well, he's a ground ball guy. And so just trying to limit the damage.
So Brennan advanced to third, but there are now 2 outs, and the Lugnuts trying to hold this to a 2-run or a 3-run third inning as the former Michigander, Midland native, and Western Michigan Bronco Connor Smith steps in. And he swings and hits it out to left center field, and that falls into the gap. A base hit. He is rounding to second, slides in safely as Brennan comes in to score a 2-out double from Connor Smith, and it's 4-0 in this third inning.
So much for limiting the damage, huh?
This has turned into a colossal inning as Logue, you go back, base hit, hit by pitch, bat on ball, or base on balls, another base hit before he got that double play up the middle. The first 5 batters reached, and it has turned into a large number 4 up on the scoreboard for the Captains. Austin Pinarini now steps in, the 8th hitter to come to the plate. 2-ball, 2-strike pitch, and it's a single down towards third base, and it stays there. No throw is made, so they're at first and third now with 2 outs.
That's tough. That's a diving stop made on the infield, but simply no chance to get him. It's a seeing eye single that didn't even reach the outfield grass.
So now 5 base hits in this third inning, and the 9th batter, Daniel Schneemann, coming to the plate with runners at the corners and 2 outs, 4-0 Captains. The pitch is popped up down the right field side. Robertson comes over to make the catch, and finally, the Lugnuts are out of this half inning, but a damaging half inning at that. 4 runs are in on 5 hits, and the Captains have broken through in this third inning. It's 4-0 Lake County. Lugnuts trying to answer when we come back. All right, work to be done for the Lugnuts. They give up 4 runs in the top half of this third inning. Let's see if the bats can get going against the right-hander Nick Gallagher, who set down the first 6 in order against the Lugnuts. So it's the final third of the card. Podcool, Talley, and Steinmetz to come up in this third inning. Nick Podcool steps in from the right side. The 0-1 pitch. And that ball's out to left field, and it's a single for Nick Podcool. Just squirted through between Brian Rocchio and Daniel Schneemann on the left side of the infield. And finally, a base hit for the Lugnuts, Jesse.
I like that we get the exit velocity, too. 94.4 miles per hour on that single.
And a good swing right there. And a line drive through the left side of the infield. The Lugnuts have a base runner, now LJ Talley, their best home run threat, too, with 3 home runs on the season. Gallagher delivers. And the ball out towards right center field. And that falls in. Kind of a pop fly single there between Scolamiro and Brennan. And no one could get there in time to make the play.
Adam, that was just outright peculiar. That looked like an easy pop out for somebody, but none of the Captains settled beneath it. I wonder if they lost that baseball up there in the sky with the gray clouds.
Yeah, you can for sure see the rain is still coming down, making it difficult for us to see, but we're doing our best here. 2 batters on, 4-0 Lake County in this third inning, but the Lugnuts with life, Podcool and Talley, now on, and Hunter Steinmetz, the 9-hitter, up for the first time. The 1-2 pitch. This is sent out to left center field. This ball dropping, but finally caught. Will Brennan comes in, and there's the first out.
That hurts.
Now, he tried to do the same thing that LJ Talley did, kind of put it in no man's land out there just in left center field, but good distance by Brennan to come in and make that catch. Now we go back to the top of the order for Norberto Abeso.
Adam, this is where Lake County hurt Zach Logan the top half, the top part of the order coming through. Here's your top part of the Lugnuts order, and they need them.
Yeah, 5 hits, 4 runs in the top half of this inning. The 2-1 pitch. And this one is sent out to center field and caught as Obesa flies out. Left fielder Zach Weatherford came over towards center to make the catch. So it'll be up to Otto Lopez. But, Jesse, if there's 2 outs in the inning, and if you could pick one guy out of the Lugnuts lineup today, I think you'd say let's throw Otto Lopez up, a guy that normally puts bat on ball and hits for average.
He's so difficult to put away. He just has some kind of ability to put the barrel of his bat on the baseball. You saw him playing wiffle ball. It does not matter what kind of bat, does not matter what kind of ball. he was born to hit.
Yeah, he's got great eye contacts and makes contact, hand-eye coordination. He put it in play in his first at-bat, but was out. First and second, 2 outs. This one is lined towards...
Adam, they called a balk. The umpires just called a balk on Gallagher.
So no pitch. Don't count the pitch. The 2 runners will advance. Popcool to third, Tally to second on a balk. So now they're both in scoring position. A base hit could cut this lead in half. The 2-2. And Lopez strikes out swinging. Well, just as I and Jesse were talking about, usually you can count on Lopez to put it in play. Great breaking ball fools him, and Lopez is the second strikeout victim in this game. Nice job by Gallagher to wiggle out of the damage. 2 on, left stranded. Lugnuts still trail 4-0 as we move to the 4th.
It is time now for our Dean Trailways Baseball Cap Shuffle. Dean Trailways, the bus stops here. Let's stop that bus in the middle Lansing Lugnuts cap. And then let's get to mixing. Follow that Dean Trailways bus. Lansing Lugnuts have utilized a lot of caps over the course of the franchise history. We're going with the red crown, the black brim, the black L, and Luggy the Lugnut. Are you still following that Dean Trailways bus? Let's stop those caps. Put them in a row. Is the Dean Trailways bus under 1, 2, or 3? It was under cap number 3. And that is our Dean Trailways Baseball Cap Shuffle.
Zach Logue coming back out. He had that long 9-batter half inning in the 3rd. Everyone came to the plate. He gave up 4 runs on 5 hits. This is a key half inning, Jesse, as he starts again at the bottom of the order, 9-1-2. How does he respond after getting knocked around and giving up 4 runs?
I think it's so important for him to have a quick inning here. Those runners start to get on base against him once again, making him labor. I'm not so sure that he might escape this half inning. The 1-2-3 frame will get your offense right back up to home plate.
Let's see what he's got. Trying to bounce back after that last half inning. Clark Scolamiro had a base hit, scored the first run. The left-hander is into the box. 1-2. Swing and strike 3 is called. Great job by Zach Logue to come out. He gets his first strikeout of the game, so a good sign to begin this 4th inning.
Adam, you see that? Breaking ball at 68 miles an hour.
He took a lot off of that one, and no surprise, Scolamiro was fooled. Now it's Ike Freeman as we go back to the top of the card.
One of my favorite things about Logue when he was a Lugnut, what an athlete he was. He was a fantastic high school hockey player.
And he was a good Lansing Lugnut back in 2017, making 9 starts. This ball is hit out to right field, and it's caught out in the outfield to Will Robertson. Coming over, he called off Steinmetz at the last moment. 2 up and 2 down to begin this 4th inning.
Here you go. Now get Cantu. Zach Logue will have done exactly what we said is that goal for him. Start off this half inning.
Cantu, remember, was hit by a pitch in that 3rd inning, came around to score the 3rd run. He's the guy with the big pop, 8 home runs. The 2-2 pitch coming home. On the ground over towards 3rd, Podcool comes up and throws it over to 1st for Jake Brote to squeeze. And there's that 1-2-3 inning we're talking about. So after giving up 4 runs on 5 hits in the 3rd, what a job by Zach Logue coming out in the 4th. Going 1-2-3 to 9-1-2 in the captain's order. Bottom of the 4th coming up next. Still 4-0 Captains. This is the time potentially you look at the Lugnuts and think maybe this is the half inning, Jesse. 3, 4, and 5 as we bring you back for the bottom of the 4th inning. You've got Moreno, Robertson, and Clark, all guys that are capable of putting good swings on the bat and dangerous hitters trying to figure out Nick Gallagher as he did show some susceptibility in that 3rd inning, giving up a couple of base hits.
Gallagher has been hittable. We've been seeing better swings against him.
Moreno stepping in, the right-hander, trying to get something going, flied out in his first at-bat. Swings and hits a fly ball out to center. Coming over and tracking is Brennan. Just makes the catch in time. Actually, he's called off by Weatherford. Weatherford went in to get that one, and he's got the first out of the half inning. Now it's Will Robertson with one away, and the base is clear. The 2-2 pitch. And he swings, and this goes out to left field. It's a base hit, line drive. Good swing by Will Robertson to get aboard. Now 3 hits for the Lugnuts.
101 miles an hour on that baseball off the bat. Simply timed up a tough breaking ball from Gallagher.
And the Lugnuts are starting to figure him out. Remember, he retired the first 6 of this game, but now 3 hits in the last 7 batters faced for Nick Gallagher, rather. Can the Lugnuts deliver, though, and get a run across, trailing 4-0 in the 4th? It'll be Philip Clark's opportunity. Full count pitch. Sent out towards left field. And that ball is down for a base hit just in front of Weatherford. So 2 on once again. We saw back-to-back singles in the 3rd, now back-to-back singles in the 4th for Lansing with still only 1 away.
That's a good piece of hitting. That's an inside-out stroke. And though Weatherford gave the headlong dive at him, could not get down on it in time. There's a chance.
And Jesse, impressive that even though he didn't make the catch going down at the dive, he's still able to keep that ball in front of him. Remember, with the heavy rain that we've seen through the first couple of innings, the surface is wet, so that ball is bouncing and skipping all over the place. Nice job for him to knock that down and not compound the mistake and allow the Lugnuts to potentially get more bases.
These are not 2 of the faster Lansing Lugnuts. So for a run to score here, you pretty much need to have a base hit, or you need to move Robertson over to third base somehow for a deep enough sacrifice fly. But this is not the kind of crew that you can manufacture a run here or there to try to edge your way back into it.
Or it would be a great time for Jake Brote, Jesse, a power hitter, to get his first home run of the season. He's batting just over 200, first and second, and he swings and hits a line drive out to left field, and that's down for a base hit. But the throw towards home plate, and out is the call. Well, Jesse just talked about it. Robertson doesn't have that big-time speed, and Weatherford, what a sharp throw. Pinarini put the tag down, and Robertson is tagged out.
Yeah, Luis Hurtado rolled the dice. He said, we need something. I'm going to chance it. And what a perfect throw into home plate.
And that right there is a momentum killer for the Lugnuts. An opportunity to get on the board. You'd have back-to-back hits, 3 straight solid contacts. And unfortunately, the second out occurs at home plate. It's now up to Nick Podcool trying to come through here with a 2-out swing. First pitch, and that goes under the glove of Pinarini. It's a wild pitch. Both runners advance. Clark to third, Brote to second, and once again, we saw balk in the 3rd to allow runners to move up with 2 outs. Now a wild pitch here in the 4th, and they move up to 2nd and 3rd again.
They lost their chance last inning. Otto Lopez struck out. Can Podcool come through here?
Well, he's got a hitter's count. 1 ball, no strikes as the pitch comes home. Now 3-2. And he flies a high one out to left field, and Weatherford camps underneath of it, makes the catch. And once again, the Lugnuts leave runners at 2nd and 3rd. Unable to capitalize on a couple of hits, 3 to be exact in that 4th inning. Lansing still scoreless after 4. Lake County in front, 4-0. We begin the 5th inning here at Cooley Law School Stadium with Lake County up 4-0. And I'll send it back over to Jesse Goldberg-Strassler.
Adam, thank you very much. Lugnuts stick with the left-hander Zach Logue against Brennan, Rocchio, and Weatherford. 3-4-5 in the order. Lefty-lefty to get things going. Brennan goes down on strikes against Logue. Got him with a changeup. Zach Logue records his 2nd strikeout. Brian Rocchio, next man up, a top Cleveland Indians prospect on the 2-2. Line drive, falls into right field for a base hit. Robertson plays it in. Rocchio has his second hit in his third at-bat. And that is the 7th hit allowed by Zach Logue. Adam, a 4-run third inning is right now telling the tale.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting now how Logue handles that base hit because remember, since that big third inning, Jesse, he had set down 5 batters rather in a row. So he got a couple of his first strikeouts too. How can he respond after that base hit from Rocchio?
Zach Weatherford is 1 for 2 with a double play grounder his last time up. A 3-2. Down he goes on strikes. Zach Logue rings him up with a fastball in the outside corner. 2 gone.
Well, Jesse, you hear this a lot from pitching coaches. They like to see how their guys compete. And I would tell you right now, Logue is competing well. He gives up that big third inning. His confidence is rattled. He gives up 4 runs on 5 hits, but since then, 3 strikeouts, another base hit allowed. He comes right back, gets the punch out. He's doing a great job of competing against this Lake County lineup.
Rocchio at first base. He does have excellent speed. He might try to go. Here's Connor Smith. There goes the runner. The pitch taken, throw down to second base. Not in time. Rocchio has the steal.
Well, you called it, Jesse, a guy that's looking to potentially swipe bags and get in scoring position, especially with 2 outs, as Lake County looks to manufacture another run to add to their lead in the 5th. And a great job. Rocchio got a good lead and just wasn't quite the throw where it needed to be. The accuracy wasn't quite there for Philip Clark, and that allowed Rocchio to get in under the tag.
And so that gives the man from Midland a prime chance. Connor Smith, you heard Adam mention before, went to Western Michigan. Adam, you out of Central Michigan, your thoughts?
Oh, he was a great player for the Broncos, a guy that was sure-handed and always was on base, as a lot of those college standouts were. He was always a guy with a 300-400 average, someone that could get on at ease.
This is a 3-2 pitch. Connor Smith whiffs. Zach Logue gets him, striking out all 3 for the outs in this 5th inning, working around the single by Rocchio. That's 4 strikeouts for Logue in the last 2. And that have been 2 scoreless innings in the 4th and the 5th following that 4-run third inning. So halfway to the house, Zach Logue and the Lugnuts trailing Lake County 4-0. As we start up the bottom of the 5th inning, we will see Talley, Steinmetz, and Obeso, 8-9 and 1-2, against Nick Gallagher. First, though, Adam, Zach Logue appears to have regained his bearings since that big 4-run third inning.
Yeah, he certainly has. In the last 7-8 batters he's faced, he's only allowed 1 base hit. He's racked up now 4 strikeouts as well, and as you just mentioned, all 3 were strikeouts in the 5th. So getting swings and misses and fooling guys after they already had success against him in that third inning. So it seems like he's locked back in, and that's great to see as a Lansing Lugnuts fan.
Now we'll need some help from his teammates. We'll see what LJ Talley can do to start off this frame. Talley takes off the outside corner, and that is a leadoff walk, the first walk given out today by Gallagher. Hunter Steinmetz now from the left side. Talley, pretty good speed at first base, a 2-2. Steinmetz strikes out swinging. Third strikeout for Gallagher.
How about the emphatic strike 3 call from the home plate umpire? I could hear that all the way up here in the booth, Jesse.
That carried. You've got to talk from your diaphragm. Adam, you and I have talked about this, right? How do you fill a room? How do you show that power? Well, the umpires work on it too. Have you ever heard of an umpire going hoarse during a game? Because I haven't, but it would make sense that one would.
Especially in a high strikeout game at that, where you're having to ring players up left and right.
Got to pace yourself as an umpire. Here's Norberto Obeso. Obeso grounds it to first, picked up by Cantu. Took it to his bag, threw down to second base. And let's see what the call is. The call is safe at second. Obeso becomes at number 2, first baseman unassisted at his cushion. Otto Lopez now steps in. Lugnut in scoring position. Another chance for Otto, 0 for 2. Lined out hard to shortstop in the first inning. In the third inning, he struck out with teammates at second and third. A chance to put the Lugnuts on the scoreboard now for the Midwest League batting champion. Lopez gets under it, to left center field. Will Brennan puts it away. And again, the Lugnuts strand a runner in scoring position. Otto Lopez cannot come through. Tally left at second, 5 innings complete. Lansing is trailing Lake County by a 4-0 score. Thank you to our partners at Farm Bureau Insurance for their continued support of Lansing Lugnuts Baseball. The Lugnuts go to the bullpen to start up the 6th inning. Zach Logue's day is done following 5 innings. Adam, you and I usually talk about a pitcher start strong, and then by the end they wear down. That's when you have to go to the pen. For Logue, I would argue that the best he pitched in this game were his final couple of innings.
Yeah, there's no question about it. He had the big 3rd inning that he allowed the 4 runs and the 5 hits, hit a batter, walked a batter. It was just a bad inning for him, to be frank. But then he came right back, had the 1-2-3 4th, racked up his first strikeout, and then allowed 1 base hit and had 3 more strikeouts in the 5th. So you like the way that Logue finished the game, and if you can take out the 1 bad inning, Jesse, he put together 4 of 5 great innings today on the hill. So eliminate that 3rd inning, and he had a really good day.
And now here's John Gorman, the former Boston College Eagle. Posed Austin Pianarini to start up the top of the 6th inning, followed by Schneemann and Scolamiro. This is the bottom third of the order, and it begins with a ground ball to short, ably played by Lopez. 1 up and 1 gone against the reliever. John Gorman is out of Newton, Massachusetts. Adam, I had the chance to interview him before today's game, and that accent is legit.
Can we get an example?
I don't think that I could do a very good. You know what? I could probably do a very bad Massachusetts accent.
You are
I
an East
certainly went
Coast
to school
guy,
with a
so I
lot
figured you'd be the one to ask.
John Gorman, in saying his last name, do not pronounce the R, if that helps. Here's Daniel Schneemann. 4-0 Lake County, number 8 batter on the order out of BYU. The 1-2. Down on strikes he goes. Schneemann down watching. Ernie Harwell used to say, stood there like the house by the side of the road. There's Clark Scolamiro. Scolamiro 1 for 2 out of the number 9 spot in the order. He bats left, payoff. Weak ground ball hit toward short, plucked up by Lopez, and the throw to first is on a straight line to Jake Broad. 1, 2, 3, they go down against the reliever Gorman, and we are going to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Lansing's down 4-0. The Lugnuts, though, are bringing up their 3, 4, 5 batters. We begin with Gabriel Moreno. Will Robertson's on deck, and Phil Clark is in the hole. I'm Jesse Goldberg-Strassler, and I'm joined by Adam Jaksa. We thank you so much for watching with us as we call this Out of the Park Baseball 21 simulation of 2020 Lansing Lugnuts Baseball. Nick Gallagher remains in the game for Lake County. For Gallagher, this is his 83rd pitch of the game, and he overpowers Moreno. Down goes Gabby on strikes. Now Will Robertson. 4th strikeout of the game for Gallagher. Robertson's 1 for 2 with a single. Down he goes. Watching on a fastball on the inside corner at 90 miles an hour. 5 strikeouts now for Gallagher. Adam, that's the worries that the Lugnuts had the scoring chances in the 3rd and the 4th innings. And you wonder, how many more scoring opportunities will they have left?
And similar performances from both starting pitchers equally, where they had some trouble in the middle innings in the 3rd and the 4th. The difference in this game, Jesse, the captains capitalized. They had that big half inning. The Lugnuts have left, as you mentioned, runners stranded at 2nd and 3rd in both that 3rd and 4th inning. Gallagher got out of it, and now he has started to build back up, it seems, and regain that confidence he's been dealing the last couple of frames.
Lugnuts looking for a spark. The 0-2 to Philip Clark. Ripped to right field. That's a base hit. A bounce in front of Scolamiro. Clark is on with his 2nd consecutive single. Now 2 for 3 today. And maybe a glimmer of something.
Yeah, and it's going to take a 2-out hit again. That's what they needed in the 3rd and the 4th. give credit to Nick Gallagher. He has really stiffened in these situations with runners on and 2 outs. Can the Lugnuts potentially break through here?
In the 4th inning, it was a Jake Brodt single that extended a rally. Here's Jake Brodt with a 2-2 count. He strikes out swinging, and the inning is over. 3 strikeouts for Nick Gallagher in a scoreless 6th, working around the 2-out single to Clark. We're going to the 7th. It is time now for some trivia presented by LaughQ. Here's how we're going to do this. I'll give the trivia question right here, and we will give you the answer at the bottom of the 7th inning. And our trivia question today surrounds Otto Lopez, the Lansing Lugnuts number 2 hitter and the starting shortstop. Lopez spent his childhood growing up in which 2 countries? Is it A, the United States of America and the Bahamas? Is it B, did he grow up in the Dominican Republic and Canada? Or is C, did Otto grow up in Mexico and Germany? Your trivia answer is coming in the bottom of the 7th inning. That is your trivia question of the night presented by LaughQ. And just as a reminder, every single week, you can go to www.milb.com/Lansing/fans/contests to answer Lansing Lugnuts trivia and win. Let's go to the 7th inning, and Adam Jaksa has your call of the game.
All right, Jesse, thanks so much. Lugnuts still trailing 4-0 as we head to the 7th. They went to the bullpen back in that last half inning. John Gorman in now for his 2nd inning of work. He had a nice 1-2-3-6, including a strikeout. Now we'll go back to the top of the card, though, for the first time, facing Ike Freeman, Ulysses Cantu, and Will Brennan. 1-2 pitch coming home. On the ground to third. Podcool, a clean throw to first. And there's the 4th straight out for John Gorman. Ulysses Cantu, a guy we told you to look out for today. 0 for 2, a fly out, a ground out. He was hit by a pitch, though, and scored a run. In the only half inning we've seen runs today, that 4-run third against the starter for the Lugnuts, Zach Logue. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss to Cantu. Wow, does John Gorman look locked in coming out of the pen, Jesse? That's 5 straight retired with 2 strikeouts.
He had turned Cantu's knees to jelly. That curveball had him all just flipped around, trying to figure it out. He saw it coming out of his hand, too, and you could tell Cantu really reared back, trying to send it into the next state, and it came up entirely empty.
Yeah, great break as we saw the angle of it from up here atop Cooley Law School Stadium. Excellent pitch from Gorman. And now it's Will Brennan that steps in with 2 outs and the bases clear. Captains by 4. 3-2 payoff pitch. And it's just outside for ball 4.
That did not miss by much, and Clark caught it, and he held it, trying to get the call for his pitcher.
And we were waiting for the home plate umpire, kind of a delayed call on what it was going to be. Almost thought he was going to ring him up for a 3rd strikeout for John Gorman. Instead, the inning continues. Now Brian Rocchio steps in. And it looks like the Lugnuts have gone to the bullpen as we've got Kevin Lennick that steps in, Jesse.
We sure do. Lennick in the simulated season, 18 2/3 innings. He has walked just 6. He has struck out 17. He's been a highly effective reliever for the 2020 simulated Lansing Lugnuts. Lennick originally in the Boston Red Sox organization, and he hails from Mission Hills in Los Angeles, California.
Right now, trying to strand this runner at first in Brennan. What a day it was for Gorman through the first inning and 2/3 that he appeared. Giving up no runs at the moment, and hopefully that stays the same. No hits with a couple of strikeouts and that walk he just issued to Brennan. So here we go. First batter faced for Kevin Lennick, and it's Brian Rocchio. Got a payoff pitch coming home. And that one is sent out to right field. It's a single as it falls in. Advancing from second, Brennan now stretching for third, sliding in safely. And they're at the corners now with 2 outs in the 7th.
That is aggressive base running, too, by Brennan.
Especially with 2 outs in the inning. Certainly could have stayed at second, been in scoring position, but he thought he had the speed to get the extra bag, and he did. Now 90 feet away, here's Zach Weatherford. 1 for 3 base hit came in that second inning. And that ball is sent out towards left, still carrying and over the wall and gone. A huge swing with 2 outs for the 5-hitters. Zach Weatherford goes the opposite way. It's now 7-0 Captains.
The Lugnuts needed to rely on their bullpen to keep them in the game, and Gorman had been so good. But Lennox, after relieving Gorman, well, that pitch just caught way too much of the zone. It was a changeup, and it was a hanging changeup that was left up.
3rd home run this season for Zach Weatherford in the simulated out-of-the-park baseball league. And it's been 2 big half innings now for the Captains. They get a 4-run 3rd, and now they've got 3 here in the 7th. Bases are clear with 2 outs. And Connor Smith, the right-hander, back up. Swings and sends a high fly ball out to shallow left, and in to make the catch is Obeso. But another huge half inning thanks to a 3-run shot from Zach Weatherford, his 3rd home run of the season. Captains have jumped out in front 7-0 as we stretch it out from Cooley Law School Stadium. Well, the Lugnuts still trying to figure out the starter, Nick Gallagher. How about this, Jesse? 6 innings pitched. He's struck out 6, only walked 1. He has scattered 6 base hits, but the Lugnuts have not been able to get that key hit with runners in scoring position, and they find themselves trailing 7-0 with only a few innings to go.
He's about to hit that 100-pitch mark plateau, so I think that we are going to see Gallagher in his very last inning of work right here, and he might not even last the inning, even if he sets Lugnuts batters down. It's all about how cautious is the Lake County Captains coaching staff with him.
98 pitches to be exact to this point, thrown by Nick Gallagher, the right-hander. Bottom 3rd of the order, Podcool, Talley, and Steinmetz. Nick Podcool digs in 1 for 2 today. A 2-1 pitch. Smacked out to right center. That rolls all the way to the wall. Podcool looking for extra bases. He gets into second with no problem. And a big swing from Nick Podcool, the first extra base hit in the Lugnuts' 7th hit of the day.
You mentioned the Lugnuts hitting, the Lugnuts swings that they've gotten against Gallagher. That's the best so far, and that knocks Gallagher out of the game.
And that one got out in a hurry or out to the outfield. In no time, it was running towards the wall. Scolomiro had to play it. And you're right, that is it for Nick Gallagher. 99 pitches in. What an outing he had, though, as he silenced the Lugnuts to this point. Can they potentially get to this Lake County bullpen as you bring in Zach Hart, a guy that has given up some runs this year, Jesse?
Yes, he has. He's been very hittable, but I think what's worse for him and what could be better for the Lansing Lugnuts, he's shown off very poor command. 14 walks compared to 19 strikeouts in his 28 innings. He has perpetually pitched from behind.
He's another right-hander that the Lugnuts face today, trailing 7-0 in the bottom of the 7th. Once again, they've got a runner on second. Nobody out for the lefty, LJ Talley. A 1-0 count. And the ball is thrown at Talley, and it dings him in the right thigh. He couldn't get out of the way. So immediately coming in off of Jesse's point, he told you that Hart has struggled to put the ball in the zone, and he hits Talley on the first pitch, and they're at first and second.
It can be so difficult to move your legs out of the way. LJ Talley was trying to dance backward, and there was no way he could have avoided that fastball.
So now first and second, nobody out. Lugnuts need to get a rally going. It's Hunter Steinmetz who's 0 for 2 today. Payoff pitch. Swinging, it's lined out to left, carrying towards the wall, and the catch is made on the warning track. Good inside-out swing out to left, and the extension from Weatherford up to get that glove saves at least 1 run, potentially maybe 2, not knowing where that ball caroms if it hits the wall.
You see Zach Hart tip his cap to his teammate in left field. He understands how important that catch was.
As Jesse Goldberg-Strassler would say, put a star on the scorecard next to that play from Weatherford.
It's a 7-run game, Adam, and yet that ball gets down. The runners are moving. There's energy in this crowd.
And LJ Talley has got decent speed. So, again, not knowing where that goes, it could have turned into a 2-run hit. Instead, it's another missed opportunity. Credit going to the defense in Weatherford that allows the Lugnuts to stay off of the scoreboard in the captain's favor. Back to the top of the order for Norberto Abeso with first and second, occupied and 1 out. And a passed ball. Podcool to third, Talley to second. And now, again, runners in scoring position. And we've got a single out to left field from Abeso, and that brings in Nick Podcool to score, and they are on the board. Abeso finally delivering that breakthrough hit that the Lugnuts needed.
Things have changed. You could feel it the second that Gallagher was pulled out of the game, and he needed to be pulled after allowing the double to Podcool, and the pitch count was so high. But with Lake County going to the bullpen, Zach Hart on the mound, it's clear he's not the same kind of pitcher as Gallagher. He doesn't have the same effectiveness, and the Lugnuts batters are striding up there with confidence.
Talley was able to scamper to third as well. So first and third, still only 1 out. RBI single from Norberto Abeso. Now it's Otto Lopez that steps in. He's got a favorable 3-1 count. Swings and lines it out to left field, and it's in for a single. Lopez took advantage of that good count, coming in to score Talley, and the Lugnuts have back-to-back hits and back-to-back runs.
And now here come the batters with power. So all the contact hitters came through, put some contact, and let's see if the Lugnuts can now start to hit for some more extra bases.
7-2, Lugnuts scoring runs in the bottom of the 7th to answer the 3-run homer from Zach Weatherford in the top of this inning. First and second for Moreno. 2-1. Out to right field, off the wall, and that ball is down. 1 run coming in to score for the Lugnuts. It's 7-3. And another one right behind him. 7-4 as Lopez comes in. Extra bases for Moreno. That big swing that the Lugnuts are looking for. And they've got a 4 spot here in this 7th inning.
Did he turn on that ball in a hurry? Those quick wrists of Gabby. And now if you're Will Robertson, all you want to do, you want to keep things going, but just a fly ball to bring in Moreno and make this a 2-run game. Oh, it looks like, Adam, that's going to be all for Zach Hart.
How about another big swing, a triple from Gabriel Moreno? And that's right. Hart has left the game, and another right-hander is coming in for the Captains. Looks like it's Nick Konstantakos.
He hasn't pitched for Lake County very much. He's been all right in his limited action, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, and 7 in the 3rd innings, but they simply don't know him all that well yet. He does not have overpowering stuff. He's not a big fastball guy.
He'll face Will Robertson first. Again, there's only 1 out, so the Lugnuts with a runner at third have a great opportunity to at least get 1 more run and cut even closer. 3 straight balls thrown, make it 4 straight balls thrown out of the pen. That's not what you want from your reliever. After we saw the reliever come in with Zach Hart, now a walk, and they're at the corners with 1 out.
Adam, you hear this crowd? This crowd is in this game right now.
And remember, the Lugnuts were down 7-0 when this bottom of the 7th began. They've now put up 4 runs. And on a 1-2 pitch, a fly ball out to center field, and Brennan plays it perfectly. He's got the 2nd out, but he won't be able to make the throw home in time. It's a sac fly from Philip Clark, and it's 7-5.
Just what the Lugnuts needed. I told you. Don't have to go for it all. You still have that runner over there at first base. But if there's less than 2 outs and a teammate at third, you do what you can to score him. Good at bat by Phil Clark.
And good recognition by Moreno to get in and score on that. 7-5 now the score. Robertson stays put at first, and Jake Brote, as the Lugnuts bat around in this 7th inning, the ninth batter to come to the plate. 2-2 from Canseco's. And we've got a fly ball out towards left. And that falls in. A double for Brodt. And incoming to score is Robertson. 7-6 on a big swing from Brodt. Boy, it looked like that ball was skied, and it kind of took off on a line after getting up in the air and just kept carrying towards the wall. Weatherford couldn't get to it, and Robertson has pulled the Lugnuts to within one thanks to the RBI double from Brodt.
I can't get over Will Robertson scoring from first base. He's at third base with the ball in the hands of the cutoff man, and he goes for it, and I think Lake County was late in reacting.
Yeah, he took off with the 2 outs, even though it looked like immediately on the swing of the bat that ball was going to be a regular pop fly. And then again, it just took off and kept going. And the Lugnuts, look at this, down 7-0 in the 7th. They've put together a 6-run frame and taken advantage of the bullpen pitching here for the Captains. Now it's Nick Podcool's turn, the 10th batter coming up. Doubled to begin this half inning. Brodt is at second. The 1-2, and Podcool takes it. Strike 3 called right across that inside corner. What a half inning for the Lansing Lugnuts as it comes to its completion. They score 6 runs on 5 different hits. A couple of extra base hits from Moreno and Podcool and Brodt. 6 runs and still down by 1 as we go to the 8th inning.
It's now time to go back through our trivia question of the game. Today's trivia question presented by LaughQ. Which 2 countries did Lansing Lugnuts shortstop Otto Lopez spend his childhood in? Did he grow up in A, the United States of America and Bahamas, B, the Dominican Republic and Canada, or C, Mexico and Germany? Adam Jaksa, the answer is
B. He grew up in Quebec. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah.
And also down in the Dominican. So it's B, Jesse.
That's right. The Dominican Republic and Canada. He grew up in Montreal and then moved back to the Dominican. B is your answer today. That is your LaughQ trivia question. Go to www.milb.com/Lansing/fans/contests every week for a chance to win great prizes in answering Lugnuts trivia questions.
And we're back for the 8th inning. Good news. It looked like the rain that was coming down in the 3rd, 4th, and the 7th is now gone, and it's clear, of course, as the new play-by-play man, Jesse Goldberg-Strassler, now steps in. Funny how that works out, Jesse.
It is funny, and what a 7th inning. Kevin Lennox, the reliever, back on the mound for the Lansing Lugnuts against 7, 8, 9, Pinarini, Schneemann, and Scolamiro for the Captains. It is a 3-ball, 2-strike pitch to the catcher, Pinarini. And that ball just missed below the knees. He walked him. Leadoff walk to open up the save. Adam, let's go back to the bottom of the 7th inning. The score in this game was 7-0. And then the Lugnuts got the bats going, and all that they failed to do was kick the extra points.
Yeah, and it gave them much-needed life because they just could not touch Nick Gallagher. Gallagher exits, 2 relievers come in, and the Lugnuts jumped all over the bullpen pitching of the Captains, and they are well within reach of making a full comeback in this game.
They really need Kevin Lennox to put up a shutdown frame. Daniel Schneemann goes down on strikes, caught looking at a fastball in the outside corner. That's the first strikeout for Lennox since entering. 1 gone with a runner on at first base for Lake County. And their number 9 batter, Scolamiro, coming up. Boy, Adam, it also makes us look back at that top of the 7th and think about the Lennox allowing the 3-run homer to Weatherford. Otherwise, the Lugnuts would have the lead right now.
Yeah, really, you look back, you see that they get 2 outs, and then the walk came to Brennan. You take out Gorman, and that's the other thing. Maybe was it too soon to take out Gorman because he had started so well, walked the 1 batter, and then Lennox came in and gave up the 2 hits.
The 1-1 pitch to Clark Scolamiro. Humpback line drive over the shortstop Lopez, who misjudged it. It's a base hit in the left center. Pinarini advances to second base. Scolamiro is on at first, and here comes Lake County. Felt to me like Otto Lopez, Adam, did not realize the speed that ball was traveling toward him. He had his knees braced. He was all set to jump. And then when he got up, he just did not reach the height he needed to get to in order to make the catch of that line drive.
Again, that one I think affected by the surface, Jesse, from the wet rain that came down earlier and the surface still being moist. That was a ball that Lopez didn't read correctly, I think, because of that, and that's what has allowed Scolamiro to reach.
Lennox is tiring. Lugnuts have action going in their bullpen. There's a ground ball hit off the third baseman, Podkul. Podkul regains it, picks it up, throws, not in time. Ike Freeman reaches first base safely. It's an error charge to Podkul, and the bases are loaded. Scolamiro to second, and Pinarini to third base. Let's see if that does it for Lennox. It doesn't. The Lugnuts are going to stick with Lennox. And here comes Ulysses Cantu, who is leading Lake County in home runs this year with 8. 7-6, the Lugnuts down by 1 run. The captains are looking for insurance. Kevin Lennox is looking for maybe a double play ball. It's a 2-2 pitch for Cantu. Down he goes on a cold strike 3. Lennox froze him with a fastball in the inside corner at the knees, and Cantu is barking at the home plate umpire.
Well, and he's frustrated, Jesse. That's back-to-back strikeouts for him. He went down to Gorman in the 7th and now down to Lennox here in the 8th. That is a huge out. And again, now an opportunity to keep the Lugnuts within a run if they can get this third and final out.
How about Luis Hurtado sticking with Lennox in order to get Cantu? And now he has called upon Ryan Mason to face Will Brennan. Brennan's a right-hander. This is not going matchup for matchup. That was basically saying to Lennox, hey, I still believe in you. Let's get you out of this game on a good note. And now let's go for that third out with the fresh Mason. A 2.25 ERA. And Adam, look at those numbers. 24 strikeouts, 2 walks in 28 innings. Freeman, Scolamiro, and Pinarini filling the bases.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a guy that the Lugnuts have been able to trust this season in these type of situations. A guy that when you're in a jam, you believe he can come in and get the outs, and his stats back it up. Hopefully he can come through here. Will
Brennan has shown off a great batting eye in this game. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout, but he has drawn 2 walks. Back in the 3rd inning, that big 4-run third for Lake County, he drew a bases-loaded walk. A 2-ball, 2-strike pitch is coming here from Mason. A swing and a line drive to right center field, down in the alleyway for a base hit, and it rolls. It scores Pinarini. Scolamiro's around to score. Freeman's on his heels. A throw into third base. Not in time to get Brennan. Well, let's see. Or did Brennan stop at second? Freeman stop at third? As we check things out, the throw to third base did get Will Brennan, but it goes down as a 3-run double. That's the third out of the top of the 8th inning, and Lake County is now up 10-6 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. In the top of the 8th, there were 3 runs scored on 2 hits, a walk, and the error on Nick Podkul means that all 3 runs were unearned. Lake County has rebuilt its edge. Now the Lansing Lugnuts will have to look for some more offense as they come up here in the home 8th inning. Adam, did you see that play at third base? It was close with Will Brennan sliding in.
Yeah, it really was. And got to give credit to Nick Podkul. Got his glove down, especially after he committed the error earlier in this half inning. But the theme continues here for Lake County. We gave the Lugnuts so much credit for getting that 6-run 7th inning, getting themselves back in the game. The captains, again, getting a big half inning. They're not just scoring 1 or 2 runs. That's the 3rd half inning today. They've scored 3 or more runs, and that's really been the difference in this game.
Well, Lugnuts have 6 more outs left at their disposal. LJ Talley will start things up, followed by Steinmetz and Obeso, 8, 9, and then the top of the order against the right-handed reliever Nick Constantakos. We presume apologies to Nick's family because Adam, unless I can trust your pronunciation, I have not seen Nick pitch in a game before.
Correct.
Constantakos, I'll go with. As he throws to LJ Talley. Lil Jason Talley, the batter, grounding to second. This is routine. Connor Smith makes the play at first base, and Talley retired. Now Hunter Steinmetz. That's a little dribbler out in front of the plate. The catcher Pinarini making the play on the peg to first base. 2 up and 2 gone just like that. Here's Norberto Obeso. In this game, a 7-0 Lake County lead was nearly obliterated in the bottom of the 7th inning. A 6-run Lugnuts rally, including a 2-run triple by Gabriel Moreno. But the Captains answered with a 3-run double in the top half by Will Brennan. 2 outs, nobody on for Obeso with a 1-2 pitch. Constantakos' pitch is grounded to third, and Schneemann makes the play over to first base. Lansing Lugnuts go down in order, and we go to the 9th. 10-6, Captains leading from Cooley Law School Stadium. Thank you to our partners at Gordon Food Service for their continued support of Lansing Lugnuts baseball. Lugnuts stick with the right-hander Ryan Mason, taking on the Captains Rocchio, Weatherford, and Smith, 4, 5, and 6. Ryan Rocchio takes inside ball 4, and the Captains have a runner. Adam, on the bright side, it does look like that rain is clearing up.
Yeah, that's been the tricky thing. When we started this game, Jesse, we weren't sure if this game was going to fully be played in its entirety, but it looks like we're going to make this one. And it's not like it's been a short game. We've seen a ton of runs and rallies, and it's been exciting. Hopefully there's still a little magic left for the Lugnuts here in the bottom of the 9th.
Before we get there, though, here's Zach Weatherford against Ryan Mason. Lifts one in the air to left field. Norberto Obeso, traveling left, makes the catch. 1 out, and Rocchio back to first base. Adam, the weather is going to get warm in the upcoming days. Any plans to go to the beach at all?
No beaches for me. I'll be here at Cooley Law School Stadium with you, Jesse.
We'll see if every now and then we can find time for you to slip away and go golfing. How's that sound?
That's sounding more and more like what I'll be doing.
What's your handicap right now?
Handicap is about 15 over for 18, so it's not bad. I've improved a lot. I've had some free time.
That's wonderful. All right, let's see if you can keep on improving that, but that's good to hear. Here's Connor Smith. Runner takes off. The pitch on the outside corner, throw down in time, and the tag applied on Rocchio going in head first. Second baseman Talley was greeting him. 2 outs, nobody on. Base is empty for Connor Smith. At a 1-1 pitch from Mason. On the ground to the left side, Podpool at third. Long throw to get him at first base, and down go the Captains. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It is Lake County 10, Lansing 6. Lopez, Moreno, and Robertson, 2, 3, and 4 in the order coming up for the Lugnuts. They'll take on a new pitcher and the right-hander, Stephen Schock, which I have to say, Adam, that is a great name.
Excellent name.
Now, Schock's numbers have been shocking for Lake County. 5 hits and 8 walks allowed in 5 innings. He's allowed 9 earned runs. The ERA, as you see, upwards of 16. It's not all that much playing time, though. We spoke with the voice of the Captains, Andrew Loveglass, earlier today, and Adam, he simply thinks that Schock, the rest of the Captains, they just need time. But, man, have they gone through some rough days to end the first half, looking for a better start to the second half.
Absolutely, and this is a guy that you can see. They just want to get him some innings. He'll bring that ERA down most likely. He got roughed up in a couple of those innings, but it's certainly a guy that they believe in, have confidence in, because this game, as we've seen, 16 runs, lots of hits. The Lugnuts are very much still in this game, and they think that Schock is the guy to close it out.
It is a 4-run Lake County lead, so not a save situation. And it begins with Otto Lopez. Lopez from the right side, the deep knee bend, smile on his face. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4 downstairs. Lugnuts have a leadoff runner. How about Gabriel Moreno? 1 for 4 today with a 2-run triple and a run scored in the 6-run 7th. This is a 3-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Adam, he saw that. And did you see his expression when he looked back at the umpire? He was hoping, but he wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's one of those too close to take pitches for Moreno. And Jesse, normally he's a guy that he doesn't just hit within the strike zone. He can extend that strike zone and still make solid contact. Maybe a little bit too close of a pitch to take right there. And he certainly is regretting it as he walks back to the dugout.
A pitcher like Schock who might not know where it's going as he struggles with his command. Well, if the pitcher doesn't know where it's going, how can the batter know where? Walk Lopez. He got Moreno on a 3-2. This is a 1-2 for Will Robertson. That's pounded to right center field. One bounce and then up against the wall. Lopez's speed around to third base. Will they send him? No, the stop sign for Otto. Robertson held up at second base as the throw comes in. Will Robertson's second hit, his third time aboard. It's a double, and the Lugnuts have runners in scoring position. Not only that, the potential game-tying run is now stepping into the on-deck circle.
And that's why you don't try and force things and be aggressive there on the base paths, Jesse. They easily could have sent Lopez, and he probably scores. But if it's a good throw, he's gone down into the second out. There's not the opportunity to have the tying run come to the plate in the next at-bat. So I like that decision there. Keep Lopez at third, Robertson at second, both in scoring position. You need 4 runs. So smart decision right there. Good base running by Lopez.
It has been a great game for the catcher Clark, batting 5th. Philip Clark has flied to center, single to left, single to right. His last time up, a sacrifice fly and an RBI to center field. A 2-ball, 1-strike offering from Schock. Clark grounds to first base. Runners stay put, although Alcantu makes the play himself. And the Lansing Lugnuts are down to their very last out. It is up to Jake Grote. And the potential game-tying run right now in the on-deck circle is Nick Podcool. The ball went offering to Grote from Schock. Little flare shot, shallow right, long run for Scolomero coming in. He gets there to make the catch right down the line, and this ball game is over. The Lake County Captains have defeated the Lansing Lugnuts today by the final score of 10-6. Adam, at times, this one looked like it was going to be a blowout. Then suddenly it looked like it was going to be a nail-biter, and in the end, the Captains hold off the Lugnuts, and the post-game show is coming up after this.
When you think about it, there are lots of reasons to buy a new home. And with mortgage rates this low at LAFCU, it's all you need to make your move. Because you may not have the space for anything else, but there's always room for a great mortgage rate from LAFCU. Want a low mortgage rate for your new home? Ask for LAFCU. Stop in today or go to LAFCU.com/mortgage. LAFCU, your credit union for life.
Well, welcome into Lansing Lugnuts Out of the Park Baseball postgame. I'm Jesse Goldberg-Strassler, joined by Adam Jaksa. 10 runs on 11 hits, no errors for the Captains, who improved to 29-43 with the win. For the Lugnuts, 6 runs on 12 hits, 1 error. Lugnuts fall to 31-41 in the simulated season with the loss. Lansing stranded 9, Lake County stranded 5. There's a look at your hitters. We'll take a look at the pitchers in just a second. Adam, just looking over those offensive stats for the Lansing Lugnuts, they hit in this game 12 hits, 3 walks, but not enough.
Yeah, I think there were 2 things that stood out to me. One, you certainly are happy with 6 runs on 12 hits, but I think it should have been more. I mean, there were 9 runners left on base. As you mentioned, you go back to those 3rd and 4th innings, you'll look back and say, what if with runners at 2nd and 3rd in both of those half innings, can you get 1, maybe 2 runs? And it's a completely different game because remember, the Lugnuts then scored that 6-run rally in the 7th inning to get them back in that game. So happy with the production offensively, but I think you're also a little upset because you could have had more and you needed more. And then the second thing was defensively and pitching-wise, limiting the big outpouring runs that came and the production that came in the 3 half innings for the Captains that won them this game. They get big innings in the 3rd, the 7th, and the 8th where they score 3 runs or more. So a couple of those opportunities, the pitching was allowing some runs, some hits, some walks, but then there was also some defensive errors as well. All of those combined, you take away those two things, produce a little bit more, give up a little bit less, maybe this isn't a different game. But certainly tip your cap to Lake County. They took advantage when they needed to.
There's your look at the pitching lines. Kevin Lennox, 5 runs, 2 of them earned. The Nick Podcool error was enormous, but the Lugnuts did not receive what they wanted to out of their bullpen. It was Ryan Mason who came on in the top of the 8th inning, who allowed the 3-run double to Will Brennan. Those runs charged to Lennox, and in the end, the Lugnuts could only manage the 6 runs that they played in the bottom of the 7th inning, and that was all. Well, that ends those rallies that just kept on coming up short. The runners left in scoring position throughout. Adam, it's time for us to name a Stay Connected hit of the game and also a Lansing Lugnuts player of the game. And let's begin with, what is your base hit of the game?
I think I'm going to go with the Jake Brote double that pulled the Lugnuts to within 1 run. I mean, Jesse, that was the end eventually, as we would get a strikeout from Nick Podcool after him. The end of a 6-run half inning where you certainly felt the Lugnuts were back in this game. We talked about it. The crowd was energized from being down 7-0 after a 3-run shot in the half inning before. They come right back, get 6, and they're right back in the game. So I'm going to go with the Jake Brote clutch 2-run double down the left field side.
All right. And now how about your Lansing Lugnuts player of the game?
This is a tough one because the box score was filled up, certainly 6 runs. You had some really good at-bats today from guys. I think I'm going to go with Jake Brote again. He had a couple of base hits. I know he struck out in the 6th, but he produced that double. And again, at that point, you felt like that was a big momentum shifter and that the Lugnuts might break through. Unfortunately, though, they just didn't have enough.
This was a chance where a player really could have taken charge in the bottom of the 9th inning with the Lugnuts down. But with runners at 2nd and 3rd and 1 out, chance for Clark or Brote to do something. But Lake County made pitches when they needed to. Adam, thus concludes another week of Out of the Park baseball with the Lansing Lugnuts in this 2020 simulation. Thank you for joining me.
Always great to be here, Jesse. Thanks so much.
We'll be back with you again next week, and we'll see how the simulated Lugnuts team does. Meanwhile, we'll see what is going on at the ballpark. We'll see what the latest updates are on baseball as the negotiations continue, and with the Lansing Lugnuts and anything that we can do at Cooley Law School Stadium in general as the state of Michigan reopens. You can go to LansingLugnuts.com for the latest information. You can find us at Lansing Lugnuts, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. For Adam Jaksa, I'm Jesse Goldberg-Strassler. Go Nuts.